Hello ladies, welcome to my sewing area. Sewing has been a passion of mine since I was a very young girl, and so over the years I've learned to do things very simply. One of the new tricks that I have is these little washers that you put together 3 or 4 washers and then wind wired ribbon around them to use as weights instead of using pins on your patterns. If you've got small children around, you'll always drop a pin and never see it, but that child, that toddler and the one that's crawling, he will find it. So I have quit using pins and I'm just using weights, and you can move them around as you cut your pattern. So these are things that you might want to consider. You can find instructions for these somewhere on the web. The other thing is this double-faced wax-free tracing paper. It's like crayon, but it washes out, and you use it when you have a dart or a tuck that's marked on your pattern, and you can stick it between your fabric, trace on top of the pattern with the little wheel that comes with it, and then it's all marked for you to sew. This sure beats the way they used to do it. I can remember, and many of you also, when we used to have to tediously sew all this with needle and thread that didn't have a knot in it, loosely sew all the marks that we needed to sew, and then we'd have to lift this up and cut the stitches so that it would stay on the... I can't even explain how complicated that was, and it may have even discouraged women from sewing. This is so nice. Also, I like to sew according to the season and the weather, and right now my lilacs are in bloom, so I've got this wonderful lilac fabric and I'm excited about it. I don't think you should sew things unless you're enthused about it. That's why I don't sew things that I actually have to have or need. I like to sew a dress that's rather goes with the weather, or just makes me feel good. For instance, I probably wouldn't sew a pair of jeans, or I wouldn't sew something that a manufacturer would do better. This is something that is very personal. When you sew, if you'll go back and think of how the Bible speaks about sewing, from the first garments that were ever made by God for Adam and Eve, and then the coat that Samuel got from his mother that she made for him when she was visiting him as he was being trained to be a priest, and the coat of many colors of Joseph, and then in the New Testament the moving story of Tabitha, who died, and people began to bring garments that she had made for them because they loved her so much. It just brings you closer to the Bible and to God's way. Sewing is a very ancient occupation, but the modern sewing is so much easier and so much fun, and the trims and all the patterns and the exciting things that you can do with it. You can change your mood. If your dress doesn't work out, it's possible you haven't wasted that much money compared to if you had bought it, and so you can use it for other things. Sometimes something that doesn't work out, I will make it into an apron. So thank you for coming for a few minutes to look at my sewing area, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.